Good afternoon to everyone and welcome back to the Front Row Media podcast. This is episode 7. I've got, again, a very exciting guest, a friend as well, and then someone who I'm super keen to actually have to speak to, understand their journey, where they currently are, and, very exciting where they're going as well. So their name is Theodore, but I'll actually just pass it over for them to introduce themselves. So maybe like who you are, where you're from, and what you do.
Cool. My name is Theodore Afrika.
Yeah.
I'm born and bred in Bondival, staying in town, in the city. What was the other question? My name, where I'm from.
What you currently do.
Currently I'm a photographer. So,
you do a lot, bro.
I know.
I was like, you're not just a photographer. I was like, you do a lot. But then that's actually going to be super interesting to get into. So, you say that Bondival is actually in Cape Town, right?
Opposite Langa.
Okay, cool. Away. So then you grew up there, and then how did you actually then venture into what you currently do right now? So what's just like the story before that? So that's essentially like mainly like the. Or let me ask, what were you doing before you got into photography?
I mean, before I got into photography, I guess so basically I finished school.
Sure.
And then I was gonna become a teacher because I love kids.
Oh yeah,
I genuinely love kids.
That you love kids. Yeah.
So like I was like, yo, I'm gonna become a teacher and like hang out with kids. Like sometimes I feel like I'm a big baby as well, Yeah. So then I went to apply at college of something like basically with teaching or whatever. But then they wanted me to do another extra subject. Sure. So I was like, hell nah, bro. Like,
not happening.
Can we curse on you?
Yeah.
I was like, fuck that shit, bro.
Podcast, go for
I was just like, nah. I finished school, bro. I'm like done with that shit. I'm trying to like move forward now.
Facts.
So I was like, cool. I missed that. Then I was gonna join the Navy.
Oh yeah.
But then the Navy opened up. So let's say it's Jan. They only started like March, like in April or something.
Sure.
And my mom was like, nah, you're not going to be chilling here till April. Like, you need to find something now.
But if it wasn't that the case, were you actually going to join the Navy?
No cap. If the Navy was open, I was going to be in the Navy.
Of course you'd be the nigga to join the Navy. I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised. But
nah, because the thing is with the Navy, so basically once you're in, it opens up 1,000 doors, bro. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, from there you kind of do your studies inside, and
I've heard that,
like
actually.
I'm always up for a challenge. Like I was ready for someone to throw me out of a plane and then swim to Robben Island, or I'm always down for some crazy shit like that. And it's like I'm very good at like taking direction.
Sure.
So it's like if you my coach in whatever it is, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna prove you not prove you wrong, but like make you proud,
Sure.
So I feel like in the Navy it was quite heavy and intense, and probably wouldn't have had hair.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's just a different world,
Yeah.
But basically the application form was gonna take too long because they only open up like months later. So my mom was like, cool, you need to find something now, blah blah blah.
Then what did you find?
And then a homie of mine came over. He was like, cool, we just finished matric, what's your vibes,
Yeah.
So I was like, shit, I don't know what you're gonna do. He's like, I'm gonna go to College of Cape Town, take photos of cock.
Yeah.
Literally, that's his words. Go to College of Cape Town, take photos of cock.
Yeah.
So I was like, shit, take photos of cock.
Yeah.
That sounds like a vibe.
Yeah.
And then I thought about it, and I've always been obsessed with views. So I used to have like this old Alcatel phone, and I had a lot of pictures of clouds and landscapes. Like I was obsessed with clouds and landscapes.
Yeah.
So when he said that, it sparked my interest of being a photographer. So like I really sat there for like 2 minutes and I was like, I think I want to do that. And then I told my mom and I was like, yo, I want to become a photographer, go to College of Cape Town. She's like, are you sure you're not going to waste my money? And
Yeah.
So I'm like, nah, Tariq's also going. Are you going because of Tariq? I'm like, no, like, it's like another homie.
For a fact you're going because of Tariq.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, I don't know. It's like, it's weird because I've always been into art. Like I used to draw when I was younger, Dragon Ball Z, like, Gokus and stuff like that. So like, I didn't know what exactly was going to happen when I go to College of Cape Town.
Yeah.
But basically I did an art and design course.
Dope.
So when I got there, we weren't doing photography immediately because I came there. I'm like, cool, I'm here to do photography. Why am I drawing? So it's like, oh no, this is N4. And then you kind of work your way up until it's almost like.
So were you comfortable with like the whole drawing aspect before you got there? So when
full on.
So as much as like it was a shock, right? Because like I expect to do photography, I get there and we're like doing, let's say, other mediums like drawing and stuff. You were kind of like comfortable with that because like you had picked up, let's say, if you had sketched or doodled like before, doing like comics and stuff like that. I'm sure.
100%. So I was I'm very handy. So like I like making things and. So that was kind of natural to me, I'd say. So when I got there, I was like, cool, I'm not doing photography immediately, but I'm down for this.
Got you.
And then I fell in love, to be honest. And then even before the photography actually kicked in at college, I was locked in with the drawing and the studying the color of art and all that kind of stuff, you know. So then I guess when the photography came, fell in love immediately.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I was a really hard worker on college as well, you know. And that's when I met one of my best friends, Kolani.
Sure.
And he's like the hardest designer, guys, the hardest designer.
Yeah.
And we just connected, you know, because we were always very confident about our work and like, you know, wanting to be the best at what we do.
Yeah.
So he always had the mindset of like, yo, I'm going to be the best at design at college. I'm like, yo, I'm going to be the best at photography. Let's go, you know. So we just always
like
had
push
each other
as well.
Exactly, push each other. For like during our intervals and stuff, we were always in class. Like we'd go out to get a Gatsby. Yo, we were addicted to Gatsby's. It was hectic actually.
Yo, I'm not from Cape Town, right? But I've realized y'all have a crazy culture on Gatsby's, bro. Like,
Carbs on carbs, bro. But that shit hits, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. But like,
it does step. I'm not gonna lie.
It was really unhealthy though to like eat it back to back like that. But it's like shit. We're on college. We broke ass, you know. Like shit. This
I was
cheap.
eating Gatsby's as hell when I got here.
You
bro.
feel me?
Like,
So it got us through, you know.
And I was staying what Walmer
Estate, yeah.
So I think know the vibes there.
I think he might have been staying there as well, close to Charlie's Bakery.
Yeah.
So he was staying up there.
Yeah.
So then there were even times where like we were working so hard that I needed to, I guess, stay a bit longer.
Sure.
So I'm like, cool, I'll stay late if I can crash over at his.
Cool.
And then we'll go to his place. We'll stay up to like 1 a.m. working on a project or whatever. Yeah. Come back again the next morning.
Like, are you like a impromptu question? Are you like a very kind of product driven person, but like you love like facing over like the small details of whatever you're doing, you're creating. Like you like kind of like you said, working with your hands. So essentially like making sure that like it's almost like it can't not be perfect before it exits.
Pretty much. But it's like, you know, something that I've been speaking actually to a friend about perfection, you know, and it's like a lot of us struggle with it.
Yeah.
And I went through a crazy phase with perfection as well. And something that I've learned about perfection is that it doesn't exist, bro.
Yeah.
You can always make something perfect. Like no matter what it is, you can always level it up. So it's like, once I understood that, I was like, okay, cool. I need to make this good. But once I'm confident in it, I'm like, cool, it's ready to hand in now, you know?
I feel you.
And I think I got to that. I wouldn't say at an early phase because like I was a bit of a perfectionist with photography for the longest time.
Bro, like but I mean like rightly so, purely because even me engaging with your photography, and because I like when I met you for the first time, I only knew as, for example, like the Yopa aspect, you know, and essentially like Theo. So when I was able to start connecting the dots, I think I was with one of my homies subs, and he spoke about, he's like, oh, you were Theo? I'm like, yeah, bro. Like he's friends with one of my friends, and he was like, yo, he's the hardest photographer ever. And like I hadn't seen your page, I hadn't seen Nick's or nothing, and he shares it with me, and I go on, and I'm like, wow, dog. Especially like your love for portraiture. So when you're speaking early on and stuff, it's easy to connect the two. Like, your portraits are crazy, bro.
Thank you.
Like, I saw the ones you're shooting with Lord Kosa.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah, shout out to him.
Favorite ones as well, yeah.
Exactly. And the ones you're shooting, I saw one with your friend Laura, like, in the water, I think it was.
Oh, yeah.
That was, I think that's my favorite one.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that was a lot of stuff there. But, like, I see, like, where the perfection, like, or why you were kind of, like, obsessed with it.
Yeah, because like I spoke to my agent once about it as well, and it's like, I guess when he came into my life, he kind of wanted to pull me slightly out of that to like move around and play with different angles, and you know, because I'm very specific with like symmetry, and it's like everything need to make sense, like in terms of like the crop, like enough space on that side, with that side to the top to the bottom, you know.
And I see it.
Yeah,
it's like you get it to the center, I'm like, yo, how this guy do this, bro?
Dude, because like, I just got locked in way too much with that, you know. But it's like, I mean, I'm still really proud of it, you know, because that's just kind of like the way I see things, and which I did. And it's something that I dig about photography is that we all have different eyes, you know. No matter, like, even if I'm like quite symmetry and you might be as well, like if we take a picture of this wall, you're gonna frame it differently to what I'm gonna, you know.
Exactly.
And it's like, which is kind of cool. So it's like, it's so exposed but still so secretive in the same breath.
That's why I enjoy film as like my favorite medium, purely because I'm just like, I think it just really relies on my eye at the end of the day. Like if I have a dope eye and I'm able to like engage with symmetry like in a proper way, like you said, and I'm able to just essentially find it, and it's one like moment, like a split second, and I just hold it in and I let like the shutter go, and then it's boom. You know what I'm saying? Like the digital stuff for me can get a bit like.
Have you done it in digital?
Yeah, so we essentially did with us, like, but like Wesley over there, like he's probably like more the king of digital, and Caddy as well probably shoots like a lot on digital, but like I love film, bruh.
I genuinely respect film, and it's like I know a lot of film photographers who will never touch a digital camera.
Yeah, we're not like that, but you know, like
exactly. So it's like
I understand it.
I shoot film as well, but I'm still learning.
Yeah.
But I genuinely, like, with anything new that I do, I always respect it in the beginning.
Yeah.
Instead of like, okay, cool, I'm a photographer, I can do this, you know? And it's like, cool, I can do it, but there's so much that I need to learn about it before you're locking in, you know?
Like, literally, it took me a year and a half to know how to, like, fully, like, operate a 35 mil.
Exactly.
And then, I still haven't, I'm still in 35 mil. Yeah. Like Pentax. I haven't moved to, like, medium format.
Would you end up going
definitely? But that shit hard, bro. It seems like it's not easy. It's those boxy cameras, bro.
Yo, that
you can get it like
beautiful,
this,
though.
bro. It's flipping beautiful.
And it's like some of my, actually, like there's a lot of work that I shoot that I don't share. Yeah. Because I love it so much. Yeah. So some of my favorite work is like my first film shoot that I did. Yeah. And that was a collab with Orms and This Is Film. Yeah. Like good few years ago. Yeah. And till this day, every time I see Kulani, he asks me about it because he wants to put it on his wall. Because he knows how precious I am about my work. Yeah. And I did this amazing like portraiture series piece of this girl. Like it's basically like big woman standing against the world, but like confidently. Yeah. And it's like this nude shoot of this big girl, but like so beautifully, like coming from the ground, coming up. Yeah. And still some of my favorite work, you know, shot on film, my first film piece, and it's like I don't think I'll ever post it just because that shit is too special.
Don't post it, bro. I understand what you're saying. Don't post it. Yeah,
I do that way too much. Sometimes a bit too much, but like...
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes like a double tap is not enough.
Yeah,
you know?
It's not. It's kind of like you need to preserve it and keep it. Like
exactly.
If, for example, you could get into like a print format, for example, that would be dope. Yeah. Like I always like the time I'm obsessed with magazines, like vintage dazed magazines, for example, or Highs Nabayati, like you know the physical thing. Bro. Yeah, can't replicate that. But so I want to understand then, right? Maybe for the people listening, what does a day like in, for example, the life of like a freelance photographer like look like? I know before like you were in a meeting. I'm not sure if that's related maybe to like the work that you do and stuff like with the photography, but like maybe talk us a bit through that, like. What does maybe a day in your shoes even look like as a photographer?
So a day in the life as a freelancer.
Yeah,
It completely changes.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like you could feel like you're free for the day, and then the next thing you know, like yo, you have to link up with your agent, or you need to link up with this makeup artist and this stylist wants, you know. So it's like it completely differs, but well, on my end, it's like if I'm not out there, I'm behind the laptop because I need to edit this shoot that I did the other day. Or, you know, make some selects, or go to the office, make some selects, or do a scout to find a location, or go on a different model websites to find models. So it's like, it's all over the place. It's hard to say like, yo, this is my routine. Yeah. And then, you know, on the other end, sometimes I'm in front of the camera. So now I'm either going to a casting or busy doing my skin routine to kind of keep the skin popping.
You got the fire skin, bro. You got the fire skin, the fire.
You got the fire. What you mean, bro? I got like these pimples busting out here. Like I'm trying to get rid of them. So it's like.
But I feel you though. It's quite like essentially like it could spiral and turn in any direction. It's important to basically be nimble and on your toes, basically. Yeah,
and that's the thing. It's like a lot of people sometimes look at me and like, oh, you freelance, you know, you must have all the time and it's so nice, and it's like, no.
They think the same about us and we run our business.
That shit does not work like that. Like when you freelance, you work so much more harder because number one, you don't have a basic salary, you know, you don't know when your money's coming in. You're chasing clients, thank God for agents that do that, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like, it's just, you have to always, you don't have public holidays, you know, your weekends you're working. So it's like, you kind of have to make time to have like a little bit of a holiday maybe. Yeah. But otherwise you're always working. You're always pretty much working, you know. Got it. And sometimes it's not easy to even stay motivated all the time, you know, because everyone has it down days.
I struggle with that.
You know what I mean? Like,
I struggle with that a lot actually.
Dude, sometimes it's days and just like don't want to get out of bed, bro. And it's just like you don't know why. It's just there's the vibes today. Exactly, bro. You know, and
I think and the thing is like because I know I had a corporate job before that, and with the corporate job, like you're forced, for example, to be at let's say 7:30, 8 o'clock and stuff like that. So let's say, for example, even if you don't feel motivated enough for it, you know that, okay, cool, that's my source of income, which is set and guaranteed. So I will have to pull myself out. Exactly. So when you're a freelancer and you have those emotions and you're engaging with that, it's tricky because if you don't get out of bed, you ain't gonna eat.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
The only motivation you have is yourself, you know?
Exactly, bro.
So something that I've got into the habit to change a lot of that is, you know, to be up early.
Yeah.
Even if I'm on set or not, I'm always up at like 5:30 every single day, whether
meditate.
It be... Exactly. You're meditating, whether it be on a holiday, like getting into those vibes to start your day, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, I completely understand time, and it's like, yo, we all have 24 hours, but we don't have a lot of time during the day to do everything that you need to do, you know?
Facts, bro.
So being up early to use that time as much as you can.
Yeah. I
try to be in bed quite early as well. Sure. So like, I'll do like 10 o'clock for the latest. Oh, yeah. If I'm in bed at 8, like, yes, you know, so I can get my rest to be up again at 5 again the next day.
Exactly.
And go for a cycle or whatever it may be to keep me going, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, and it's not easy. It took me a minute to get there as well, you know, because like in the beginning, it was just like, yo, it's kind of hard, you know, trying to get into these patterns.
It took me reading a book to really get into it. So for me, it was like a 5 a.m. club. After I read that book, bro, like everything just changed for me. Yeah, literally everything just changed for me. But yeah, so then now I want to just maybe then track back and check. So now you're essentially like a freelance photographer. And now you're kind of exposing yourself not only to the back of the camera, but now you're also moving in front of it, like you said. 2 alter egos, which essentially I definitely want to... Bro, like, this is the coolest shit ever. I'm not going to... like, I have to even say it's the coolest shit ever before, purely because I'm like... You're such a complex character. You remind me of, like, you know, like Mac Miller, like had Mac Miller, and then he had like the
Larry
jazz,
Fisherman.
Exactly,
yes,
right? The jazz alter ego, and he had like Delusional Thomas. Like,
actually, I don't know that one. Delusional Thomas.
Yo, bro, like it goes off. Like I think it's only on your SoundCloud. So like now when I think, so you have Yopa, right? Which I'll actually allow you maybe to speak about and to introduce, and then you also have another, which again I will allow you to introduce. One being more music affiliated. And the other being more like on social media, on Instagram, making these short videos and skits. But maybe talk us through both of those personalities and where maybe that like emanated from.
So my first alter ego, his name is Tremendous.
Oh yeah.
One of the biggest flexes.
Yo, dude, I was watching Tremendous videos last night on Instagram, bro. I'm like, yo.
He's always flexed up, he's iced out. Like he said, the name Tremendous, and the reason why there's an H because he lisps. And because of the grills in his mouth, so his jaw locks, you feel me? So he came to life back in 2015.
Yeah.
I had him low key for quite the longest time. Well, I kind of brought him to life like in 2016, I'd say.
Yeah.
But he so basically I've always had a side in me that loves music, bro. Like, I don't know how I was gonna express it, but like I was just like, I'm obsessed with visuals, but like the music's my heart, you know? Yeah. So music came into my life from my mom. Sure. So I come from a gospel home. My mom's a gospel singer, a cappella. She's amazing. Oh, for real? Yo. Shout out. Shorty can hit the vocals. So it's like, you know, she's always played gospel in the house, and you know, I've been in church, and there was always just music. And then obviously through that, I kind of like found my own, you know?
Gotcha.
I got introduced to... Like I had like hip hop was very late in my life actually. Like I first went through quite like pop, and before pop was like a lot of rock, and then heavy metal, and then
heavy metal,
heavy metal. Oh, for real. System of a Down, Slipknot, all those guys.
Oh,
and
Slipknot! Shout out Slipknot.
I had my punk bands like Simple Plan and all those guys, and then like Avril Lavigne, still obsessed with her.
You know the vibes, bro. Funny story. There was a 2000s themed 21st that I went to just 2 weeks ago, and guess who I went as, bro? Avril Lavigne.
No way, no cap.
I promise you, dog. I can even ask his homies, like, no cap.
That's hard.
Literally, bro.
So Avril is still like, I feel like she still don't. I think she does get a credit, but also doesn't.
Yo, bro,
I mean? Like, she's a legend.
She's a legend.
Do you know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
Like the Best Damn Thing album, word for word.
And my thing is, like, even if you look at Avril Lavigne from a stylistic perspective, like, people are dressing like Avril Lavigne like now.
High key.
And they thinking it's like some new shit. I'm like, no, dude.
She was hella ahead of her time, bro. Exactly. So like I used to listen to a lot of that, and like coming from Bonteville, which is like, I guess the hood. I was a weirdo.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, I was a very confident weirdo.
Yeah.
So it's like, cool, I'm weird, but like, if you want smoke, let's go. You feel me? So it's like, I'm not that, I wasn't the weirdo way. It's like, cool, I get bullied on, and you know, and like this weird, and I'm quiet, like I still can't talk my shit, you know.
Got you.
But still confident in who I was. So I kind of knew who I was from a very young age.
Yeah.
And then it went over to dubstep. I was obsessed.
I think
with dubstep, bro.
dubstep. I get it though. Wasn't dubstep like Martin Garrix and
like
flipping. Like,
That's Sick.
Yeah.
I guess Skrillex is also in there.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of local dubstep DJs as well.
Oh,
like,
really?
I think it's, I don't know if I'm saying it properly, Niskaron.
Yeah.
Or a Niskaron, and then there's this other dude.
You were in it for real, man.
Bro, I was in it. That time we still had Cold Turkey. I don't know if you heard of Cold Turkey. So we had this thing Cold Turkey, and it was every second Sunday. Or
was it here in Cape Town?
Yeah, in Cape Town. I think it was every second Sunday or something. But basically, it was so smart because nothing was happening on Sundays at the time back then, you know.
Yeah.
So then Cold Turkey popped up. Dude, we even had Erika Badu pulled up once.
Erika Badu pulled up with Cold Turkey.
Erika Badu pulled up to Cold Turkey.
Yo.
I wasn't there. I saw the photos.
With the headband.
Bro.
Oh my goodness.
It was insane. Like, that party became so big, and I was told that it stopped because I could be wrong, but like I heard that the owners couldn't handle it. It was too big. It was like it overgrew or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was, you know, that was like my dubstep phase, and then drum and bass came in and all that kind of stuff. And then so hip hop ended up coming into my life, and I was listening to a lot of B.I.G.
Got you.
Someone plugged me with gang B.I.G.
Like early 90s, mid to late 90s, like
I'm trying to think of the but basically with like 10 Crack Commandments,
Tupac,
what's the one with him and M? Dead Wrong. Ooh, that song is disrespectful.
Isn't the Slaughterhouse?
Nah, Dead Wrong. Wait, do I listen to Slaughterhouse?
Yeah.
This is with M.
Zach, yeah.
What's the other
Royce
guys?
The 5'9",
Royce,
I
bro,
think.
Royce
Joe Budden was there as well.
Bro. Yes, Joe was also in there.
Yeah, Joe Budden used to rap.
OG, bro.
Before now, he used to be on some other shit right now.
No cap.
But he used to rap, like literally.
Like rap, bro. No
don't
cap.
Respect Joe. He used to rap.
So yeah, I was like, I guess I went through like a crazy phase with different music, you know.
Yeah.
So
but
then,
I can hear music shaped a lot for you.
High key, dude.
Yeah, music shaped a lot.
And
for you.
there was even a phase where, so basically, my mom hated the music that I was listening to, just the devil's music. And we went through a phase together where it was cool, no more of this music in my house, you know, and it's like, cool, my house, my roof, and I completely understood.
Yeah.
And I was sad, bro. I cried, dog. I was busy unplugging my speaker and shit. I was like, damn. And then she saw how this really affected me, you know. Sure. And then she sat me down. It's like, you know, she apologized, but like, she was just scared that this influences me, you know.
And this is all essentially where like Tremendous comes from. So like where it emanates from, like, and then when does you get to a point where you actually start making music? Because like with your alter ego as well, I remember Cha-Cha, like actually he played a song. He actually played a song for me. I think it's on SoundCloud. If I'm mistaken. Like so you better share that link first of all. And secondly, like and I heard the song was fire, bro. Like you trap for real.
No
like,
cap, bro.
Yeah.
So basically,
and you perform live as well, haven't you?
Yeah. When my alter ego came to life, so I have a
Pardon. Got you.
It just kind of happened. So
yeah.
I again always felt like I had this side of me, that music that needed to come out, and then I started freestyling. Fucking sucked. There was a moment where myself, Riley, and Kolani, it was load shedding. So we're like, oh, what to do? And then we started, like, we wrote words. Each one got a word. Yeah. And you need to rhyme with this word now. Yeah. Mine was the worst, bro. But then it got to a point where we were so inspired, and they were keen to do it with me. So I was like, bro, let's make music, dog.
Yeah,
and
why
you know.
not?
And then this is how Tremendous came to life. So I was on the plane coming from Durban. I did a surprise shoot. So I'm on my way back to Cape Town.
Oh, yeah.
And I ordered fish on the plane.
Yeah.
You know, but it comes in this foil. You know the foil thing that you open?
Yeah.
So I took the foil.
And you put it in your teeth.
And I put it in my teeth.
Yeah, it's gross.
So I was like, slug down now, you feel me? I'm like, hey, show boy, show man. And I was trolling and making a video of myself being slugged out.
Oh, wow.
The next day, found the foil again. I'm like, shit, like, let me get back in my zone here. So then I put it in, made a video like, hey man, it's your boy Tremendous, man. You know what the fuck going on? You know, and I'm flexing. Sent it to my homies. Yeah. They started laughing. Romeo's one of them.
Yeah.
sent it to Romeo and some other homies. They were all laughing. They're like, yo, we need music from Tremendous. Oh, we need music from Tremendous. I'm like, I bet.
And you're such an infectious character already. So I can imagine these things be like, yo,
they were dying of laughter. Nice. So I was like, shit, the people are asking for it now, you know? And
people require it.
Bro, made a song. I think the first song that Tremendous made was In This Bitch.
Yeah.
That's the name of the song.
Yeah.
Sent it to them and they ate it, bro. Like, yo, we need more of this shit. So I'm like, yo, you guys see, like, are you really fucking with it? You know?
Yeah.
And the thing is, at the time, because I was so locked in with being a photographer, I didn't want to change my whole career or like everything that I'm doing to become this rapper now, you know?
I feel you.
So I was like, yo, I don't know of anyone who has an alter ego.
Yeah.
No one's trapping really here because that time people hated trap, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I couldn't play music for the shorties.
Yeah.
Pretty girls love trap music. What happened back then? You feel me?
Like I remember when trap came about, bro. They just made it like, oh, why is rap is dead? Who are these?
Do you know what I mean?
Mumble rappers.
Bro, people were hating it.
Hating for real, yeah.
And I personally was very obsessed with Florida rappers. So like Kodak is a big influence on Tremendous as well.
Yeah.
Especially the flexing part and all of that, you know.
I feel you.
So then, I guess through me having fun with it, and then the name came through with hip hop was a very cocky sport. I was like, cool, what can be like the most cocky name? Or like, I was like, cool, he's Tremendous, you know. But I was like, oh, he has an H at the end.
Oh, I feel
because he has a girl that locks his jaw.
You know, I just remembered an actual story right now about your performance, Tremendous's performance live. I think it was at
Crayons.
Yes, the event. Were you not throwing pompies in the crowd?
Okay.
Like, you were throwing pompies in the crowd, right?
Yeah, we were throwing pompies.
I literally, like, so you're performing live, right? And they're throwing pompies literally, like, in the crowd. People like to refresh themselves. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, you guys are throwing pompies in the crowd.
So for those who don't know what pompies are, it's basically this ice lollies that it's like it's like
it's an ice lolly,
big ice lollies, but
it's
really good, you know.
Vibes, yeah.
And basically, there's a line in one of the songs where Tremendous says, "The name Tremendous, your bitch, your bumpy." And then when he said that line, he started throwing the bombies in the crowd. Because I was speaking to my homie C-Flex, who's also a rapper and like a dancer.
Shout out C-Flex.
We were like, yo, like imagine throwing bombies in the crowd, bro. And then it's like, nah, bet, dog.
That's hard.
Made the mission to Epping. Well, I think he actually made the mission, got the bombies. I was like, nah, bet, we're lit at the show now. And then we got kicked out because the bombies were flying everywhere. And then like the owner wasn't fucking with it because everything got sticky. And it was a lot, but it was a memorable performance.
Yeah. And then what about Yopa?
So,
because that's the one that a lot of people I checked. I think you got like 53K followers on Yopa. I was like, yo,
in 2 years, dude. Bruh, it's so good, mind blowing.
Like I remember, like when Yopa page, I think when I started following, you had like I think just under 20, I think, if I'm not mistaken, and that was like definitely like years ago, like probably like round about like when we met. So to basically,
maybe so that's like last year sometime.
Nah, that was like Chacha was 20. Wasn't 2019? It was 2019.
I don't know because I started Yopa in 2019.
Yeah, it was. I think essentially when we had met though, Yopa was definitely in its formative.
Okay.
But you had a lot of followers, like a lot. So now seeing it on 53 and stuff, I'm like, damn.
Yeah, no,
it's crazy.
I'm very grateful, dude. It's grown quite a bit. So like, I guess the way Yopa started, so. You know, I had Tremendous and kind of brought it to life on Valentine's Day in 2017, I think. And then, cool, time went by, and then I came across the app, which is TikTok now, but back then it was Musical.ly.
Sure.
So no one knew about it. I was like, okay, cool. This is like this new app. Let me check it out. And then when I saw that I can play a song while making a video, I was like, shit, this is kind of cool, you know.
Hard.
So to be honest, I kind of lip synced before the app. It was just kind of me vibing. That time, Savage just dropped. People were sleeping on Savage, bro. Oh,
that was a good time,
dude. I sometimes back then I used to get so frustrated. I'm trying to put people onto these people who's gonna blow up, you know, because like I don't know what it is, but I feel like I have an ear for who's next, you know.
Bro.
And I'm like, yo, people are sleeping on Savage. I'm trying to put the homies on. They're like, nah, he's too slow.
Yeah.
He sound like he's drugged up. I can't hear it, you know, and all this kind of shit. Now it's like, bro, J. Cole respects this nigga now.
Yeah.
So I'll just say the word. Do you know what I mean? And so now it's like, but anyway, back then I was still doing, 21, flexing on that bitch. I texting right that bitch.
Yeah.
Which one is that again? I forgot the name.
I just no.
Yeah, with the future on.
Exactly.
So then I did that, and then I used the app to put the song on there.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, oh shit, this is kind of dope. And then when I played around with the app, I was like, damn, I can actually lip sync while, you know.
Yeah.
So then it was completely just very never mind, out of fun.
Yeah.
Instagram just started making stories.
Yeah.
I think at the time, because I know it's a Snapchat thing. Posted on the stories, and I kept getting all this response every time I posted a video.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was like, I wouldn't say I was a little bit insecure. So like, I went through a very confident phase and then lost all of it.
Yeah.
And then built it up again, was busy building it. And then in that time, I was very low key with my face.
Yeah.
So it's like, cool, was kind of forcing down my work, down people's throat online. Like, cool, yo, this is what I do, blah, blah, blah. And then now and then I'll make a video and show you guys my face, like me being a bit of a clown or whatever.
I hear you.
And every time I posted a video, I kept getting gang response. But in my head, I'm like, I love the fact, like, I love moments. I love when something is here now and then gone tomorrow. You know, I think it's so beautiful.
It doesn't have to always linger
exactly,
around. Like,
you know,
it's been experienced, it's done now.
Exactly. And sometimes I feel like that's me in people's lives, whether it be in people's lives or even just on this world, you know, I'm here now, tomorrow I'm gone.
You're firecracker.
Exactly. And I kind of love that, you know. So I was doing that on my stories. And then long story short, end of 2018, Kolani came down. We went for a hike. It was myself, Kolani, Laude, C-Flex, Conway.
Yeah.
And then we had a chat, Kolani and I, and he's like, yo, those videos that you post in your story, you have to post them, bro.
That's fine.
So I was like, nah, dog. Like, you know, it's like 24 hours. Like, either you see it or you don't, you know?
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, you're sleeping. Post that shit, bro. People are going to dig it.
Yeah.
So I was like, firstly, I'm a photographer. I'm not going to post that on my page.
Yeah.
Then he wanted me to post on Tremendous. And I was like, don't you disrespect Tremendous like that, bro. That boy's an artist, my boy. He's not a lip syncer. You feel me? So I'm like, there's no ways.
There's an actual...
You know what I mean? He makes music.
Real,
like, he doesn't lip sync people's songs. And I was like, cool. If we make this happen, we're going to do it together. Like, you're going to manage this page with me.
Got you.
And he was like, nah, down, dude. I'll help you with it. You know, like, he just wants me to express this other side of me.
Shout out
like,
Kolani,
I bet.
dog.
Yo,
shout out
high key. Shout out Kolani, bro. Kolani, Dani, Scotty, best designer. Like, high key. And until this day, I still appreciate him for, like, pushing me to drop them, you know? And then we were thinking of a name. And, like, you know, at the time, I was, like, I was very nervous because I was, like, I think I was scared for the fact for people to see my face over and over.
Sure.
And then I was thinking of a name, and then I think I came up with like some no name, something, and he was like, "Get the fuck out of here with that no name." Trying to be low key, and bro.
Also, like, so you've literally come from this time where you were hiding yourself, basically,
high-key.
And now you're starting to think where you're gonna be in the limelight, and you're still trying to like hide the limelight.
Exactly. So I was like trying to think of the most low keyest name.
Like, get out of here,
and he was like, "Get out of here with that trash, bro."
Now.
He's like, "Yo, exactly. Like, you know, be yourself." Choose a name that relates to you, or like back home or whatever. Yeah. And then I thought about it as like Yopa, like your father. By the way, a lot of people who don't know that. Yeah. So it's not Jupa. I get it all the time. A lot of people say Jupa. It's Yopa, which is your father in Afrikaans.
Why would people say Jupa?
Bro, all the time. Jupa or Jupa.
Some Cape Town stuff for real.
Bro,
Jupa.
Jupa. I'm like, it's Yopa, guys. Like your father, you feel me? Big daddy. Yeah. You feel? So basically, like the name Yopa also comes from me being like growing up a father figure to a lot of my homies. Yeah. Like, you know, always came to me for like advice or like, come taking care somehow, you know. So I just felt like a dad. So I'm like, cool. Got you. I'm really, it's your pa, you know.
Yeah, might as well.
Funny enough, I found a caption that I posted back in 2015 maybe, or 2016. And the caption said, Frau Joma, ik is your pa. It's the funniest shit. I'm like, oh my God, I've been your pa. But anyway, we then happy with the name, and obviously because I was experimenting for so long, I really knew exactly how to do it, what I want to do, so I had different videos lined up basically. And then started the page. I ghosted completely from my Theodore Afrika page, which I guess constantly used, and then I used Yopa as a full transformation, whether it be me being vulnerable, starting new, no one knew about it, I didn't promoted on my other pages to get like people to come to it. I was like the most generic thing I've ever done. Where it was like this thing was on Note. I told Kolani, I told another homie Shaq, and I told Conway. They posted on their stories, and everything I was like, leave it up to the world.
That's crazy.
And by the end of the week, 500 followers. we were like, Kolani and I were watching this part. We were like, what the fuck is going on? Dude, it was just ticking.
Laughing, ticking,
people were sharing. By the time I had 300 followers, Made in Teo inboxed me.
Really?
Like, bro. I'm like, no ways, bro. Made in Teo saw this video, and then Rich the Kid reposted.
Yeah. I would have reposted if I was Rich the Kid one you did. I would have reposted that one as
bro.
well.
I was shook that it was like people were just like seeing it. Amini, he saw it as well.
Yeah.
And then I guess one of my biggest reposts was Cardi B.
Oh, for real.
Cardi B.
Man, I came across. That's the one where you had the trolley, right? Isn't that one where you had like the groceries or something?
No, that I think the groceries one is the Chance the Rapper.
Oh yeah,
the grocery song.
Yeah.
The Cardi B was the press one.
Oh, press.
Cardi don't need no press. Bro, when she dropped that snip, because I think she dropped the snip like a year before she dropped the song.
Yeah.
I swear. You
were waiting for her to drop that song.
I saved that video because I was like, it's a hit. And people were like, oh, this is trash, the internet. But I'm bro, this is a hit. Wait for and when it dropped, bro, it was gone. I called Polani. I'm like, bro, Cardi just dropped the song, and he obviously doesn't listen to Cardi. But I was like, this song is a hit, bro. I'm gonna jump on this now and drop it now. Because back then we were like kind of, I guess like ahead. So like, cool, drop this now, and then later that one, So I was gonna make the video and sit on it. Yeah. But I was like, bro, the song is hot right now. We need it out now. Yeah. Drop that shit immediately. Yeah. Did its thing.
Cardi B, bro. Like, shout out.
Cardi B, bro. Next day, woke up and my phone was going crazy. Like the buzzing woke me up. Yeah. And then when I saw, I'm like, no ways. Yeah. Cardi knows what I look like. She knows what I'm like, Cardi knows what I look like.
She definitely does.
Crazy. And she didn't, it was just a story, huh?
Yeah.
And I gained like 5,000 followers maybe. It was, crazy. Dude, it just.
That's how the spike happens, hey?
Bro, like, it was insane.
So to move away from Yopa just for a second, I actually want to, because I wanted to forget to speak about it. It's the gig you did, the acting gig, for, was it Castlight, I think it was? Yeah. So literally, as you finish that, I definitely want us to speak about that, like though, because that was a TV advert, I think it was, right? So yeah, I know you wanna do that thing when you just wanna mask it and stuff, but I'm catching you out right now. We definitely want to speak about that, because you're in a Castlight advert in a different country. I saw that on TV. Literally, I think I was watching that with, like, I'm not sure with my family or what, bro. Because I think it was airing and just like playing. Yeah. So I definitely want you to speak. How does someone get a Castlight?
Dude, so the Castlight thing,
is the personality Yopa linked to it, or is it just like off of like an agent or like?
So basically, my agent sent me to the casting.
Okay, cool.
Went to the casting, and usually when I see 1,000 people at a casting, I immediately don't put my hopes up. Yeah. I'm like, yo, here's gang motherfuckers here. They all stand a chance. Yeah. I'm like, alright, I'm just gonna be myself, do me and bounce, Yeah. So I never walk in there with the intention of like, yo, I need to get this job,
Got you.
Went in, did my thing, got a call back. Yeah. I was like,
how many get a call back?
How many
people get like a call back from, let's say like however many, you said like there were thousands or however many people, right, who entered to this. How many people actually got called back?
So how many people got? I think about let's say eight of us or 6 maybe. So we're quite a bit.
So it's close now.
Exactly. So basically, what the way I scored the Castlight jobs was because of my dance moves. So we ended up having a dance off at this callback with these other guys. I'm like, oh my god, it took so much energy because like they were looking for energy. Yeah. But then even in that time, the director's wife, Nera, shout out to Nera. Yeah. She was there, and I don't know how it happened, but like I don't know if I told her or someone showed them Yopa.
I knew it.
So then they saw Yopa, they were like, nah, we need this guy.
This man's got mad energy. They say, press.
They were like, nah, we want him. So she was actually like really pushing for me as well, So it's like I did the dance-off thing and everything. And then after that, when I walked out, she really came to me. She's like, yo, I think you might get this. There's like 80% chance that we're going to go with you. So I was like, cool. I'm still not going to get my hopes up. And then when she was like, when you get this, you're going to Argentina, huh? Argentina?
I was like, man's like, gonna enter, bro. Buenos Aires, right?
I was like, don't play with me, bro. She's like, yo, we're gonna go to Argentina to go shoot this. I'm like, I think that changed the feeling of it, you know, because it was like, you know, I've done quite a bit of ads, but it's like, I don't know, when I get the opportunity to go to places like Argentina, it's just like, bro, like.
And I saw that you guys were literally just in snow, bro.
Dog.
I'm just seeing gang snow.
We were close to the glaciers, actually.
Crazy.
It was minus, I don't know. It was ice
very
cold,
cold.
Dude. My costume was like custom made.
Yeah.
With, I don't know, the best materials, like to make sure that I'm warm and, you know, all that kind of stuff. It was insane, but like, obviously it looked like, you know, we had a ball of a time, which we did, but in the same breath, we were working, you know. So we took, I don't know how many flights. It took quite a few flights. By the time we got there, we started shooting when we landed. So it's like, you know, and I think they were quite impressed as well that I wasn't complaining or trying to be stuck up like, this person, you know, give me time, whatever. I was like, yo, because I'm behind the camera, I understand what it's like, you know. So like when I'm in front, I feel like I'm still behind.
I'm not gonna make your job difficult.
Exactly. I'm not gonna make you do all these things because I'm like, you know, the main model here or whatever the case might be. I'm like, yo, this is a team effort, you know. We all need each other to make this happen. Yeah. And the quicker I can pull through, the quicker we can go home and get warm again. You know what I mean? So like I'm trying to like nail my shots here. So it was insane, dude. We were there for, like gone for a week pretty much. So it was just like a lot of flying. Got there, shoot, sleep next day, shoot. Next day, back on the flight. Yeah. Basically, that was the trip. But
it sounds fire, bro.
Dude, it was insane.
And like I said, like more than anything, not many people just get cast light ads, bro. Especially ones which take you to Argentina. So like, I'm pretty sure, like, just like, because you're a good person, bro. Like, no cap. You know what I'm saying? And when you couple that with like the energy that you come with and stuff like that, it's only bound that certain things like that happen for you, you know. So it kind of like brings it to like my last question, and they both kind of connect with each other because what would you, so you being a weird kid, right, coming up, reminds me of myself because I was a weird kid myself. And it's always a thing of like, you're always able to look back and see that kid, you know. It's weird for me purely because like even in days today, for example, I look back, I see certain people and they remind me of me when whatever situation that person was, it reminds me of me at that time. Yeah. So you going back, maybe for example, talk to maybe, I don't know, like let's say 10-year-old, 11, your formative years, Theo, and maybe like what advice would you give that person to kind of maybe like get to maybe not necessarily where you are, but to kind of like persevere, to show the certain qualities which you've shown, which have kind of like brought you to where you are, like especially coming from Bontevale, like you said, and coming from a more like impoverished or like, you know, like more harder side. Someone like that, for example, how do they get to be in a cast light ad, for example, and push like that hard?
So like what advice I would give 10-year-old me, like right now,
to essentially keep on going, because trust me, I'm pretty sure there are many like kids like right now, even watching this, maybe older or even younger, who essentially like probably like were you 10 years ago, for example, you know, but then they don't know, for example, that there is another side, a side where you can actually make something like that of yourself, you know, be on TV, for example, be a photographer, especially being called a weird kid. So what maybe would you say like to a kid like that right now?
I mean, a lot of my advice can be very cliche, you know, but it's like, bro, it's the cliche advice, it's the hardest. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. It's just like, you know, the whole be yourself thing, but bro, like facts, be yourself, you know. Correct. And like something I'll definitely say is like the bigger the risk, the greater the reward, bro. I learned that from Future. Shout out to the toxic dad.
Shout out to Future.
But like, bro, Future taught me that shit, bro. The bigger the risk, the greater the reward, you know. And being optimistic, bro. And it's like no matter what situation you are in, like, you know, like lockdown, COVID, for example. A lot of people were fucking standing still, like, what's gonna happen to the world now? Because this never happened before, you know. It's like either I can go in depression and be like, I don't know what's gonna happen now, or be optimistic and be like, yo, this is gonna pass, but I don't know how it's gonna pass or what's gonna happen. But we're gonna get over this, you know. And so I just kind of like pretty much live by that, dude. And again, like being your complete self, like, you know, we all unique in some way, you know, and
like, don't
also understanding, because I think a lot of times, and I think a lot of people deal with this, is comparing themselves to other people, you know, whether it be a success, whether it be the way you look or situations or whatever, you know. And my healing to that shit is like, someone has it worse than me. No, like you could be you could be poor as fuck. There's someone poorer than you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And there's always someone who has it worse than you, dude. So it's like, once you understand that and realize actually how much you do have and what you can do with what you have, dude, you're gone, bro. So like when I was in Bonteville, bro, I really came from the mud, bro. Yeah. Not even a cap, dog. Yeah. Me and my homies back then, like, we really had nothing, you know? Yeah. But never was I like, oh, shit, because we don't have this shit, I'm not gonna, you know, get there or whatever. But I always told them, even back home, you know, I was like, guys, I'm not gonna be here for too long. Yeah. You know that, right? Yeah. Like, I'm finna bounce, bro. I'm finna go shine. I'm finna fucking do something with my life. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Yeah. But something's gonna happen, you know? And even before being a model, dude, like, I used to walk around with my mom and I used to tell her, I used to use Mr. Price for an example. Yeah. We used to walk past Mr. Price. I was like, you're going to see me there. Yeah. And she always would be like, it's whatever, you know. But I'm like, bro, look at me. She's this cute ass boy. You finna be up there, bro. No cap. And I'm kept telling her. And then, like, even with like, I was an extra in the beginning, you know. This dude that shot my matric ball photos, he put me on to becoming an extra. Yeah. So I was legit fucking down there in the industry, you know. Yeah. But even when I was there, I was asking questions, bro. I was walking around. I was like, so how do I become those people, that main people there? Yeah. How do I become that, you know? Like, I need to be with the agent. I was like, cool. Went over to those people. I'm like, cool. Which agent you with, you know? Yeah. So just asking questions and being hungry and speaking shit into existence. Yeah. So important. Yo, there's so much power in the tongue, bro, in the universe.
Literally the one thing I'd say. Even on that note, just always speak these things into the universe.
High key.
Bro, it's been an absolute pleasure. Shout out. It's always a pleasure talking to you, and it's
bro, it's a pleasure to speak to you, bro. You like your energy, dog, you inspire me. And I remember, bro, the way I know this dude, we pulled up to Chachas, and when I knew we connected, is that on Cardi, bro, because I was like, yo, people do not listen to Cardi like this.
They don't understand Cardi,
bro.
Yeah. But
we were word for word on the self-titled, bro. I was like, nah, I found someone here. No cheesy, bro.
But yeah, bro, like it's really, really, even you pulling up over here, bro, taking your time out to chat to us, I really appreciate that.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Literally, bro, best of luck for the future.
Thank you.
I'm gonna be watching, of course. We're all gonna be as well. And yeah, dude, this was an amazing episode. Please continue to watch, subscribe if you haven't, and yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
Yes, sir.